This is my second time here, but this year it is definitely going to be a lot more exciting because we have got some great entries here this year. And I have my wife with me.
Yeah.
I like seeing movies quite a bit, especially knowing that these movies are wholesome and family friendly.
It's really, really exciting getting to meet Kirk Cameron. It's the first time to meet a Hollywood star.
Let's go on up now and we'll watch some more movies, okay?
Hey everyone, it's Katie from Without a Crystal Ball. Welcome back to my channel. It is Thursday, August 4th, and I hope you're having a wonderful day. So I actually was talking to someone about all the things that are going on in the Duggar land and where Anna stands with Josh's siblings right now. And I got an interesting bit of information that I thought I'd share with you, which gives a bit more insight into why things are so icy with Anna, and it's not just because of Josh. I know there's reasons beyond Josh that people don't like Anna. So let's start here. I told you about how during the trial, right around the time of the trial, or right before the trial back in November, Austin Forsyth had a confrontation with Anna Duggar at the Duggars household, which resulted in them screaming at each other in each other's faces, and apparently Michelle Duggar allegedly having to break them up, resulting in Michelle and Anna having words, and a lot of the siblings being upset with Anna about her continued support of Josh, the denial of the reality of the situation, along with her blaming people for being the culprit other than Josh and not allowing and really trying to help cover up for Josh. Okay. Anna Duggar's tension with the siblings didn't come just because of Josh. There was a lot of underlying things that were happening that a lot of people have now given me a broader picture as to why her relationship has maintained a level of strain between the Duggars siblings and herself. So one of the big reasons that Josh and Anna have been very on the outside of Josh's disgusting behavior, is that the two of them walked down a completely different road of faith that landed them in the Reformed sect of Baptist churches. So they entered into this world of the Reformed Baptist. So when you think of a Reformed Baptist, the Calvinist, think of Ben Seaweld or think of Jeremy Volo, that sect, the John MacArthurs of the world. The individuals that believe that God has elected certain people to be the chosen for his heaven, and that there's nothing that you can do that would actually prove to God that you're the elect. Like God has predestined who is going to heaven and who is not. And the Duggars are Armenian, so they believe that if you give and dedicate your life to God and you become saved, that you're not predestined, and really that salvation is available to anyone that believes. And apparently this argument and this theological basis is very tense between the two families, and there are some that are more hostile and opinionated about the Reformed sect versus the ones that are saved. Okay, so long story short is there's a divide in the family because Anna Duggar and Josh Duggar grew up not Reformed. Okay, they were not part of the Calvinistic Baptists at all. Josh and the Duggars grew up as the traditional Baptists that are more, you just have to believe in God, and then by believing in God you are given salvation. And you know, there's levels of good works, but the good works don't dictate whether or not you go to heaven. But works do play a factor in the theology to a point. Whereas the Reformed don't believe in any good works, that nothing you can do can prove to God that you're worthy because you've already been predestined to go to heaven by God because he chose you. It's messy. But that belief alone has very hostile relationships in the Duggar family. And Jim Bob is of the saved side, and he's has some son-in-laws that are on the Reformed side, Jeremy and Ben. And Jeremy and Ben are on the outside looking in, and they don't associate really with a lot of the Duggar sons because of that. Well, when Anna and Josh decided to go down the reform side, they went together as they started learning more about the Bible, and they started learning more arguments about the Bible and getting deeper into their theology, and they joined the Reformed churches and became Reformed Baptists. And so Anna and Josh, not just because Josh and Anna are messy with what Josh is in his past, not just because of his charges, but their belief alone has made them ostracized from the family because they are Reformed. Isn't that crazy? Now, Jim Bob, it used to cause fights, I was told, between Jim Bob and Anna and Josh. They used to have disagreements about them going this route, but eventually they said that Jim Bob and Michelle just sort of washed their hands of this disagreement over faith. And I also pointed out to the person that I was talking to, and I've actually heard this from multiple people from close to the Duggars, is that he had a different set of rules because for Josh and Anna to go a different route didn't seem to be as big of an issue to him as Jill. When Jill went a completely different route and decided to be a more progressive, open sort of Baptist versus what her parents were involved in, that was a bigger problem to the parents than Josh's going to the Reformed side. He had different rules for the kids depending on who you were. So Josh didn't get shunned because of his faith and his defection from his parents, or the fact that he chose a different route for his eternal destiny. And so when Josh's new stuff comes up, Anna's already got an icy relationship with a lot of the siblings simply because of her faith and her outspokenness about her faith and her outspokenness about her beliefs about her faith, and the tense arguments that happen between people that are the Reformed sect and then those that are not. So from my understanding, very hostile arguments can take place between the two sides, and it has resulted in some of the people in the family being completely like ostracized and not wanting anything to do with the other people, and it's all because of faith. Can you think of like anything more ridiculous to get mad about? It's not like live and let be and let you believe what you believe and what I believe is what I believe. Some of them just can't let that go, and is, if you believe this, we can't associate with you. So some of the siblings have husbands or the sons are more not interested in anyone that is Reformed. And so when everything starts coming out with Anna and with Josh, and Anna starts acting a certain type of way and she's defending Josh, the disconnect between her and the siblings was already there. It was just one more reason why they didn't like Anna. So it wasn't just that Anna was protecting Josh. It was Anna has a different faith than Josh. Anna's really opinionated about her faith. Anna's very opinionated and bossy about certain things. Anna's not super nice to people because of Josh. Anna's treats people poorly because of Josh. And then the faith. So when Josh gets arrested and Anna is already protecting Josh and trying to blame everyone around them, they're already a lot of them are already annoyed, according to people I've talked to, because of all of those factors. So Josh going to prison and Anna sticking with him isn't the reason really that a lot of them are mad at her. It has to do with her and their beliefs and the way that Josh and Anna believe in their faith and how they live their lives. Isn't that wild? Like, you would think that it would be reason enough alone that she continues to defend an SO like her husband would be the reason you wouldn't want to associate, not she's Reformed Baptist and that's why. Oh, the tangled webs the Duggars weave. Now, this actually led to some disagreements between Michelle and Anna. So with the Reformed sect, Anna became more progressive in her beliefs in that she didn't necessarily think it was necessary for girls to have to wear skirts all the time. So if you noticed in some of the photos that they shared more recently before Anna disappeared, her daughters were wearing pants. And this was something that Anna felt was totally okay for the kids. Like, they could wear pants. But apparently Michelle, not on the Reformed side of things, believed that the girls wearing pants was wrong. And so Anna and Michelle would butt heads about the wardrobes, with Michelle and Jim Bob being very controlling about what the kids choose to wear themselves, along with what they allow their children to wear. Anna and Michelle having arguments about clothing choices for the kids, not uncommon. Anna having disagreements with the parents about how she chooses to raise the kids under her belief system versus how they chose to raise their kids under their belief system, also a sticking point. Anna, and they're all in the IBLP, which is interesting if you think about it, but IBLP is what's called a para-religious organization, and it's not a church. So they're not telling you about how salvation is. They're giving you like guidelines about how to be, you know, the best Christian, and live the most effective Christian life, if you know what I'm saying. But you don't go to church with the IBLP. It's a para-religious organization. So they're all in the IBLP, but they have different belief systems. But Anna had become more reformed along with Josh, meaning more progressive in a sense where, you know, the strict guidelines around clothing weren't as strict. So Anna and Josh move further away from the way that the Duggars believed, but even despite all of that, the Duggars still continued to protect Josh, protect Anna, and try to guard the family name despite that theological difference of opinion. But for Jill and Ginger, it's been totally opposite in that Jeremy is not accepted really by any of the guys, including Jim Bob and him have a very uncomfortable relationship, I was told. And because Ginger has embraced this, she's not ostracized like Anna because she's probably more of a people pleaser, but they're not invited to as many things. Obviously, they live in California, but it's their belief system that keeps them on the outside. But they haven't defied Jim Bob in the way that Derek and Jill did. They went against the grain. It makes no sense to me, but the truth of the matter is that it isn't just Josh that they don't like Anna for. It's Anna's faith that they don't like Anna for. And I just think it's a really ridiculous reason not to like someone. Man, can you imagine being that devout and you can't just set your differences aside and be like, this is how I believe, this is how you believe, we don't have to believe the same thing together, we can coexist. Nope. Some of them cannot coexist and will not coexist or associate with anyone that is reformed. What are your thoughts about that? Does it give you a better insight as to why Anna's relationship is so icy with the siblings? Tell me in the comments below. Bye, guys.